Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, for we are now finally introduced to the Goddess Clan. How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zano here, bringing you guys a wonderful, brand new Nanatsu no Taizai chapter discussion as we are getting into brand new predicaments, brand new installments, but we are actually finally finished with Estarosa's fight with Escanor. But like I said, folks, there are plenty of stuff that Nakaba likes to do even after a giant hype is done, guys. I mean, come on. Freaking Nakaba likes to keep the action going after each and every single chapter, guys. And in this chapter, guys, we're very introduced into brand new characters that we actually, we've actually forgot about in quite a while, and they're actually resurfacing again with some new abilities that we actually have yet to see, guys. And it's very interesting, guys, how Nakaba actually writes his story, guys. Like I said, he keeps the flow going after each and every single chapter, guys. But guys, let's get started. Now, the chapter did first start off right then with Escanor actually, with the whole battlefield actually just left in mayhem, melting off his, just this aurora itself. And you see Escanor literally just turn back away from the fight itself, because you clearly tell that Escanor says, you know what, the fight is done. That's it. We're not going to see this guy anymore, guys. And I'm clearly loving the fact that freaking Estarosa put up a very good fight. And that's how you know in this chapter, he literally tried his best, but that was it. Escanor was just even too much for Estarosa to handle, guys. And that was very intense right there. But remember, guys, Zeldaris was actually in the fight as well. And he actually tried rescuing Estarosa from that attack from Escanor. But the thing about it is, remember, Zeldaris' power is basically, if I remember correctly, if you turn away from him, I'm assuming you become like one of his followers. And I was kind of worried at the fact because Escanor actually started walking away. And I'm here thinking, holy snap, guys. Holy snap, Escanor. Escanor could actually become a potential villain now in the future. He could be. We don't know that for sure. But judging from just a little bit of speculation of this chapter, Zeldaris was actually holding the meteor while Estarosa was being burnt alive. And he was sent off into the distance. Now, the chapter did say, with Montspier and Derriere, they were explaining, saying that, of course, Zeldaris and Estarosa's, magical power vanished. So, it could be that their bodies just vanished, but we don't know if it's their actual living souls as well, if they're actually gone, guys. I mean, come on. These guys get resurrected, like, plenty of times, and I'm here thinking, like, what is going to be their issue, guys? How do they actually going to? Because I remember, you got to kill their heart. If I remember correctly, you guys got to kill their hearts multiple times in order to defeat these guys. But it's Escanor, guys. Anything's possible with Escanor every time he's fight, because this guy likes to break the rules, guys. Holy snap. So for now, let's just hope that these two characters are actually, finished, because the fact that he actually burned these characters alive, guys. He burned them to a crisp. And that was utterly amazing. And I love the fact that Nakaba actually likes to showcase the atmosphere that Escanor gives off, that vibe of extreme power. It's just hilarious, the fact that he's so powerful, yet the earth itself can't withstand the heat that he actually just exudes from his body. It's really intense right there in the chapter. But like I said, guys, that was just the beginning. And it's funny because the dialogue from Escanor in that scene shows that Escanor was giving it his all. And wow, guys, it was intense, because even though he couldn't even grasp the Holy Axe Rita in that little scene. But that's it for that little part in the scene. From there on, the chapter then moves on into, then from Derriere and Montspier back at the castle, at Leonis, right? So we're clearly looking that Montspier and Derriere, they're actually clearly, they see that their friends are, still in the distance, getting destroyed. And Derriere tells Monspear that we shouldn't help them out, regardless if they die or not. And I'm here thinking maybe because Derriere wants to actually finish the task at hand. So there's a bigger task at hand than defeating the 7 deadly sins. Is basically taking control of the castle. Basically, the main goal of the 10 Commandments right now, it seems to be, is taking control of each and every country itself. Basically, just they're just trying to do global domination, but sacrificing each of the members in itself. And Derriere seems the type that does not like to take orders very kindly, because Monspear was telling Derriere, like, let's go help out. You could tell Monspear has a little bit of chivalry in him, but Derriere was just like, no, we have a different task at hand. Let them handle that. And I'm like, clearly looking at Derriere as a very cynical person in itself. But like I said, she's a very hard worker, so props to her on that for Derriere. But like I said, the chapter then continues on, then into the Castle Leonis, and then they clearly said, I believe it was Hauser, Gil Thunder, Gil Frost, they were trying to formulate another plan in itself in order to rescue all the citizens. But then they noticed that the citizens were coming back up, and they were saying, maybe we should split up, and yada yada yada, because of the fact that there's still a couple of 10 Commandments at bay, and they clearly can't protect and fight them at the same time. So they kind of have to formulate a very good strategy right there in itself. And it's hilarious at the fact that the 10 Commandments, their egos are so huge that they don't even care who they're gonna fight. They're just there for whatever reason they're there to finish their mission, guys. It's just hilarious. But I'm loving the way the chapter's kind of going itself, because it surprises viewers that we forgot that Zeldris' magic is still a hand. That's why this chapter is kind of confusing at the same time, guys. Because remember, Zeldris was burned to a crisp. So does his magic continue on even after death, or does that mean that Zeldris is still alive? That's what I'm saying. Like, the chapter is giving off some speculation at that little scene, and it's crazy at the fact that Hauser, Bond, and all of them took off all their armor because, Escanar's heat that was excruciating, and basically their armor was melting. The minute they take off their armor, like I said, Nakaba likes to just give a joyride for each and every one of the viewers. The minute they took off it was just the standing point of the knights being at their weakest right there, because remember, the people that were brainwashed, they actually came up the castle, and then they started attacking everybody. And I clearly was a little shocked in itself, because of the fact that they killed Marma. They freaking killed Marma, guys. And he was a very interesting character, because of the fact that he had the power of gravitation, guys. And his power could have at least been useful for the later chapters. And I was actually just a little depressed at the fact that Marma wasn't really used in later chapters. But he was shown his death. This is basically his death flag right here. And that's it. He was killed by the very own people that he was protecting. Poor guy, though. And it was very gruesome with the fact, too, because he couldn't even see it coming, too, because the fact, they lower their guards because, they're regular humans. And it's crazy the fact that, Bond himself, he clearly lets himself get stabbed, and it's hilarious that the townspeople are looking at him like, oh my god, he just let himself get stabbed, and Bond is back into his regular shenanigans right there. But then again, like I said, Nakaba likes to give us a joyride. After that little scene, the chapter starts picking up again, and then we literally see the 10 Commandments start heading towards the castle, but the leader of Pleiades of Azure Sky comes out, and it's freaking Denzel and Death Pierce, if I remember correctly. These two characters come out, and they're ready to fight. But it's actually Denzel, guys. Denzel is ready to sacrifice his life, guys, because of the fact that in this chapter, Denzel just had it. He just had it with the freaking 10 Commandments, and he's saying, you know what? I'm gonna take these guys down, one way or another, even if he's going to sacrifice his own body. And it's funny because the dialogue that he was giving off to Monspear was basically he was condescending Monspear, but Monspear, of course, he was kind of giving back some dialogue saying that how can you take us down when you can't even take down the regular demons that we've placed here. And Monspear did make a little sense in that chapter because of the fact, you know, I don't really see Denzel really taking anybody down. Because he does seem like a weak, not necessarily a weak character, just not as a character that I would say, that can take care of Monspear by himself. He looks like a character that would need some backup in order to freaking take down Monspear. And that's what Monspear was unaware of, because Denzel actually has a trick up his sleeve, guys. And yes, folks, the moment we've all been waiting for, guys. Yes, the Goddess Clan, guys. Freaking Denzel actually has the part of the Goddess Clan trapped in a sword, guys. And that's what was really interesting about the whole chapter, because the fact that the Goddess Clan was actually introduced in the chapter, guys. And I was, for one, was astounded at the fact that they actually finally introduced the Goddess Clan in one way or another. And it's crazy how they introduced it, because the fact that it was like the angel or the goddess herself was sealed in the sword. Apparently, I'm assuming now that all the goddess members are all sealed away. That's basically it. They're all sealed away. That's how powerful they are, that they're sealed away in order to balance the power out in the Taizai universe. And it makes sense too. The demons are sealed away, so they gotta seal away the goddess members, so that way the next generation of people can actually survive in order for magic to be freely used around. That's what I'm assuming, and that's what I'm assuming the Kaba is actually kind of focusing the story on, because of the fact that the Goddess Clan's members are actually that powerful that in itself that that you have to sacrifice your own body. Because Denzel actually offered his own body, and he did a sacred enchantment by, you know, like slicing his hand, and, you know, did like a blood ritual right there in itself, and he summoned the freaking giant goddess, which, by the way, was very beautiful in itself. Love the way Nakaba draws the woman there. They're always drawn very beautifully. But then the chapter just kind of ends off right there, because it was kind of the tension building up towards the Goddess Clan introduced right there. And freaking Denzel was ready to face off Monspear. But then Derriere comes out of nowhere and says, no, hold on, let me take care of this. So now it's Derriere's action to finally showcase herself on screen. But clearly Derriere seems to have some kind of issues with the Goddess Clan. So maybe she has some kind of feud with them, or maybe she was part of one of the angels up there, and she clearly was said, I don't know, maybe banished from one of them, and said, you know what, the Demon King took her under his wing. That's what I'm thinking with Derriere, because clearly Derriere seems to be very agitated at the goddesses themselves. So clearly there must be something in the mix with Derriere and the Goddess Clan. I'm hoping in the next chapter they kind of explain what's the deal with Derriere's past, or maybe why she has this so much agitation towards the freaking goddess members themselves. And clearly this chapter was done beautifully in itself. Like I said, the tension that was built up in this chapter was done very well in itself, as we're actually finally witnessing very new members in itself, guys. But like I said, folks, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about the chapter, guys. What was your favorite scene, and what you guys think of the goddess herself? Where do you guys think the other goddess members are in itself too? I mean, Denzel only had one, so clearly the goddess members are still alive. They're just sealed in itself. So where else do you guys think the goddess members are actually located at? Do you guys think that that Leonis members, the family of Leonis, do you guys think they actually have other members of the goddess themselves in other enchantments or weapons? Like I said, there's anything's possible in the Taizai universe. And also, what do you guys think if Zeldris is still alive? Do you guys think Zeldris is still alive? Because I mean, I'm personally thinking that he is still alive. Maybe Estarossa is dead, but Zeldris, maybe he's still alive. And also, what do you guys think about freaking Escanor? Do you guys think he's going to be a potential villain now that, you know, of course, if Zeldris is alive, do you guys think he might be a potential villain because of the fact that, you know, of Zeldris' magic and magic abilities in order to turn people into his followers? But like I said, guys, let me know down in the comments below, theories and speculations. Let me know. And if you guys enjoyed the content, guys, give a like, comment, share, and subscribe, guys. But this is Mr. Zen, signing out.